Hi, Steve.
Hello. How you doing? Is this
Great
Dale?
to
I
meet.
guess so.
Yeah, yeah, great to meet you, Steve. Thank you so
Great.
much for agreeing to be interrogated by me.
I think I'm going to interrogate you guys actually, but anyway,
Yeah,
let's get this
I
going.
noticed you have no lack of confidence, that's for sure, and I'm pretty sure that you have plenty of reason and justification for it. I see
Well,
you sent me some questions, but I'd like
yeah.
to start. This is Steve Anton now. What's interesting to me in the community as people are starting out in the business is how people get from where they started to where they are now. So if you could just give us a little bit, share your journey with us, how it was like for you when you got into the business, how you got into the business, and possibly who influenced you or books that influenced you.
Well, been going for about 15 years, but hard, probably within the last 6 or 7 years full time. But what got me into kind of doing my own thing uh, is seeing the amount of misinformation with regards to trading online. I would say 90% is misinformation, and that's why so many few new traders end up making so many mistakes because they're taught by people that don't post, number one, real trades. Real-time trades are important in deciding who you go with. Someone who posts a trade before a target or entry gets hit is someone who is very confident in their trading. Majority of the traders, majority of websites out there, you have to watch where you go, because a lot of it is just information that you can get for free on boards. So it's a cash business, this business, but you have to know where to go, and you have to put analysts' feet to the fire with regards to trades. And that's why I'm on this show, is to expose traders that don't post their real trades. And I'll be giving you many examples of just the last week of my trades in oil, which was to the tick hit at 47.10, natural gas, which was a 290 entry, which was a to the tick hit, which we're in right now. All my members know on my Twitter those entries before, and we're all in making money. So a lot of this interview I wanted to do is just to give you guys some examples of entries and how my system works. Now, I'm not here to tell you exactly how the system works, because I am doing a course which my wife thinks I'm crazy for even doing, but I really
Why?
want to build it.
Why?
Because why expose something that works? But I really want to expose something that works because
Well,
I want to.
you're not giving it away free, are you?
I'm giving a lot. I give so much information on my
I mean,
Twitter,
your
but
course, the course that you're promoting, that you're going to start giving, is it free?
no, absolutely not.
Okay, so then you could tell your wife you're doing it to make money.
Absolutely not, and that's why I'm telling you. Like, if
Okay.
anybody, okay, I'll give you explanations why. If anybody's looking to sign up for, like, $59, $100, if I have to spend my time, okay, with regards to trading, posting trades, do you think someone should be compensated for that? So if you have a site and you spend time sacrificing time with my wife, sacrificing time to constantly post and tweet, do you think you should be compensated for that? Now, charging $39, $59 a month, I don't care about the money. I don't. That's why when I do my course, it's going to be expensive. I don't want anybody coming on $100 per. I don't want them. I want someone who wants to trade full time, that has the dedication and the hours to put into trading. This is not an easy job. I've put thousands of hours into trading, thousands. If you think you're just going to snap your fingers and, hey, you're going to become a successful trader by
How
just
many
doing this
years
for
did it take you?
a lot of years. I blew up my account at least three times, lots of
Okay.
times, and that's how
Okay.
you learn. And there's no more blowing, because once you have a system in place, a system that works for you, you can start to make money in these markets, and you can start figuring out these markets, how they work. And that's where the time and experience comes in. And everybody that wants to start trading just thinks that they're going to make money off the bat by listening to someone who says, hey, look, you can trade and you're going to make all this money. It doesn't work like that. Just like anything in life, you got to put in your time. And the more time and effort you put into it, and something that works for you, the better it is for yourself with regards to trading.
You can't learn experience. It only happens with the passing of time. And
so you guys want to see some examples?
In that case, it would be screen time.
You guys want to see some examples?
Let's see some of your past examples.
Let's just do this week. I can show you guys thousands of them, but my members that are tuning in, they'll tell you. Here's the crude, 57.05, the entry. Crude went to 57.01, as we know. I got in here. That's on what, September the 8th. This is another post. This is just recently, guys. So I just put this together just for this show. As you can see here in my video on the weekend, the 57.06 was a direct hit. It's in my video. 47.06. That's correct. And 10.50 in the video, you'll see that I speak about crude on a good buy position. And by the way, once it hit the entry point, it skyrocketed. You can see it on the charts, the big green candle.
Do you consider a 60, 70 point move a skyrocket?
Well, when it's done within like a minute, yeah. Go look at the chart. It flew. Yeah. Right? So that was a perfect. Well, whatever.
It was a great day trade. Why don't we just say
how about this? How about this? We got a daily candle here, right? Now let me show you the other screen. Here's the candle. Look at the skyrocket.
Right.
Look what hits the pivots, right? So my pivots are direct hits. Now I map these pivots. These are pivot indicators. This actually takes time on how the market works. The market works based on symmetry. This whole market works on symmetry. And if you can find the symmetry within this market, it takes hard work. You can find exactly where they bring the price. And that's how I have direct hits on my targets, on my pivots.
So let me ask you this, Steve. Your pivots, I'm sure, are different. I mean, you sent me some questions. How are they different from the pivots that people get on their MT4s, or say, for example, supply-demand stuff that Online Trading Academy charges 20 grand to learn by just looking left?
Okay,
so
those pivots.
How's it different?
Okay, number one, those pivots are widely used. Usually indicators that are widely used do not work. They'll work at some times, but most of the times they don't work. They don't give precise hits. Sometimes they do, but they'll never find the symmetry within the day. The market can change right on open. The algos come in and they just shift the charts. They shift the supply and they shift everything. And that's why it's beneficial for people to map their own pivots. And that's what I've learned myself, is on how to map them and find the symmetry within the market on on what target they're targeting, and when they're going in for a correction, at what level to start buying. So usually people front run the positions. And I'll give you some examples later with regards to crude and gold and oil. Those are very, very bouncy markets. And you have to know what you're doing, especially in natural gas and crude and in gold, because you're going to get eaten alive if you don't pick your entries right. There's people that pick their entries and then they buy more as it goes lower and buy more as it goes lower, and then they blow their account. You got to know when to get out. You got to know the entry to get in. And usually the entry to get in is 3 times more than your level that you think where it's going to go. It's always, it's never going to, it's always larger the move than what you expect. And that's why I use these pivots with other indicators that I also use that give me these precise entries, such as crude, as you can see. And as you can see on my screen, the direct hits. So if we keep on going here, look where crude is right now as of 7:48 a.m. Remember, we got in at 47.05. And this is just this week. You can go on my Twitter and look for past months. And
so do you document your trades based upon what you post on Twitter, or do you show P&Ls?
No, I document my trades. I'm not going to show my account. I can if I want, but that's personal stuff.
Okay.
Maybe when I do my live trading.
I'm just asking so that anyone else, Steve, that lays out a trading plan before it happens would be real to you.
Absolutely. Here's another example on NG, right, guys? Yeah. So NG, this was posted September 7, natural gas. Today is September 13th. Yesterday, or 2 days, last week, we got our fill. As you can see here, posted on Twitter, 291. People were buying at 306. And as you can see from all posts, I'm telling them to wait for the L pivot. And we have a fill, a direct hit. 288 was in. And look where natural gas is now. It's above $3. These are real-time examples, by the way. And here's another one. You have natural gas again. This is when it was at 297.2. And if you can see, a trade orange. I really like this trader. He's one of my followers here. He's really good. He asks a lot of questions. And look at this. Don't be mad if I'm asking something off, but why would you scale in to wait for NG? Well, he was talking lower. So I waited because I wait till price comes to me. So if I didn't wait, I would be buying up here. But I waited to get filled, and I got filled, and now it's above $3. See, these are real-time trades. I don't know, you know, there's not a lot of people that post their trades before they actually get hit. I'm sure you've interviewed, you said 700 people. How many of those 700 actually put live trades out?
At least half.
You think so?
Yeah.
A lot
but
of people
we're all entitled to our opinion. But I interview a lot of people, and you know, just like you know that you know when someone is real.
Absolutely. And that's why
I have that same type of discernment. So I'd say at least half.
That's why I'm on this show, because I'm really getting, and this is one of the reasons why I'm actually making my own website. I've been on 2 sites before, and when I did real trades, it seemed like the site owners kind of got mad. Well, I kind of won a lot of people because the trades were live.
What's your hit rate? Someone in our community is asking for your hit rate.
Go on my Twitter. It's really, well, it depends on each person, right? I trade with a big account.
No, I mean based upon your account.
I would say I have very small losses and very big wins. So you can get hit 6 or 7 times on a position and lose 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 2 points, and then all of a sudden you get a monster. I have stops. My stops are very tight. Very tight.
Well,
very
I know
tight.
we post hit rates on our trades that are called, you know, before the fact. I just thought maybe you'd have that. So no answer for you on that, Jess. All right.
It's well, hold on for a sec. It's pretty. You can look at the Twitter and you can see the amount of response.
I'm surprised you don't know. That's all. It's just a normal statistic that a lot of people ask. So, yeah, they want to know, you know, hit rates. It's just part of the accuracy of trading calls.
Well, number one, my site's not even up yet. It's still being done. Okay. But majority of my time comes to trading in my homework. So the people that are on right now, if they want to sign up, they can sign up. Especially I've started in February, my Twitter, it exploded. And, you know, you can go to my notifications and read them and see my hit rate from there. It's really good. So, you know, I'm not going to, you know, sit back and say, hey, this is my hit rate. If you like what I do and you find it good, sign up to the course. But I'm not taking everybody. I'm telling you right now, there's only a certain number of people, and you have to be approved, and you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and there's going to be some terms within it. I don't really care about the money. I don't care how many people I have. I don't. And that's why it's taken about a year for my site to get up. Because if I really cared about the money, my site would have been up in February when I went live. It's been on hold since February. Like, why would you make money on your course? If you're an actual trader, you can make way more money than a subscription service. The only reason why I'm doing it is, I don't know about you guys, but when you stare at screens for 12 hours a day, and sometimes you don't even make a move during the day, wouldn't you want something to occupy your time, waiting for a trigger? And that's why I want a website. And that's why I went to websites before.
I really enjoy helping people. So I mean, that's a major reason why I do it. Yeah, I also understand that we all have to make a living too. And you know, even the best traders in the world, guys like Rich Dennis, who trained the turtles that are probably as good as me and you, you know, he had drawdowns, and he had a secondary business. He had a clearing firm at the Board of Trade. So, yeah, it's always good to have even more than one income stream. as a trader because everyone has drawdowns, right, Steve?
Absolutely. I have a successful search engine optimization company myself that I own, but I have two managers that run it. It's always good to, I'm in heavily in real estate with my brothers. We bought an apartment building, 7 years ago for 93 units. It's tripled actually in Toronto. So
Oh, wow.
our real estate side, oh yeah, it did very well. We got it for 6.4 million. Now it's worth about 17.5 the one. And that was in 2 years. Toronto's real estate skyrocketed, and it's still high, but I see it coming down now. And I sold a lot of my property in there, and I'm waiting for a slaughter to buy up more, which is coming. Anyways,
Okay.
but with regards to the trading and having your own website, I've been on sites, and a lot of the sites, it'd be like, they don't like you posting real trades, and I don't get it, because you help their subscriber base. I guess it's ego based on them. So I said to myself, instead of me going on other sites, especially with the knowledge that I have with this search engine optimization, I'm going to do my own site where I'm the boss and I can do whatever I want, and that's what I'm doing. And I want to help as many people as I can, but I'm only going to help people that are dedicated to trading. If you want to do this full time and you're going to put in the time and the sacrifice, not talking hundreds of hours, thousands, you got to be looking at your screen 12 hours a day. This is not an easy job. And anybody that tells you that this is an easy job, they're lying. It's a tough job. These markets change every single day. You got to be on these markets. You got to live, breathe, and excuse my language, shit these markets.
All right, let me ask you this, Steve. I get this question a lot. People come to me and they say, Dale, can I trade for a living with a $10,000 account? I tell them, yes, if you want to live beneath an underpass. What's your answer to that question?
Absolutely, you can. There's a saying there. Do you know what 1 cent can make if you double it for 28 days? So add 1 cent. Day 2 would be 2 cents. Day 3 would be 4 cents. Day 4 would be 8 cents. How much do you think that would be in 28 days without searching it online? Give me a number.
I have no idea.
1.3 million. Do you know what it would be in 30 days? 5.4 million. Starting from 1 cent, compounding it for 28 days, you got yourself $1 million. Trading is patience. Trading is sitting back, waiting for all pieces of information to pull the trigger. You want to trade every day, hundreds of trades. You wait for the setup, and you get the setup, and you wait. You double your money every year. Within 5 years, you're set.
Let's see your pivot, Steve. Let's see what you got.
All right, let's go for more. So do you want to see the low that we got, 24.1575 on ES?
Sure.
To the tick? Okay, this was the low. To the tick, 24.75. And as you can see, look at that bounce. This was told before it gets hit. It was actually told at 24.73. So we waited and we shorted actually. We got this whole move. We covered our shorts and we went long right to the tick.
Okay, so I'm sure there are times you're wrong. How do you manage risk?
Of course. Stops. My types are as soon as my pivots get broken, especially the L pivot, I have a 2-point rule. That 2-point gets broken. The pivot gets broken. As you can see, the L pivot broke here, but you'll see in a lower time frame chart, it would stay around there. Once it gets broken, you kind of look for a retrace and it ends up hitting the T target. So there's a way on how these pivots work and how the system works, that if the pivot gets broken, you're going to look for the lower target, and it usually high probability it hits. If it doesn't and goes the other way, you're stopped out. Remember, small losses, big wins.
So let me ask you this. Do you scale into your positions on entry, and do you believe in taking partial profits on your position?
Yes. Here's a partial profit here on NG. When we got the low on NG 291, I would take the partial profit out my L pivot, which is 50%. So if you go to my Twitter now, let's just say right here, I'm just giving you guys what I've just posted today. Here's my gold, 1472. We've been riding gold from 1180. All of us have been making a killing on gold, buying all the dips and silver too. NG, when we got in that position, I took 50% off L. As you can see, I'm selling another 25% on my T target. 25% will be left as soon as my T target hits 3112. The rest of my position is put to entry, which was 292. So I'm managing my risk. When my move pulls away from my entry, I move to entry. What's the most you can lose by putting a position to entry? You have no risk.
Stop loss, you mean a stop loss to break even?
You got it. But taking profit along the way. So I took already 50% down at 3. It's on my Twitter. Everybody here knows.
So I notice you have some bands in there and some moving averages. So that's part of your
That's not moving
setup.
average. These are moving. This is like my own personal indicator. It looks like moving average, but it's not. These are VWAM bands. These are VWAM bands that I use. They're not Bollinger bands. They're VWAM bands. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's some other stuff if you guys want to. Here's a 330 algo hit. Sometimes, like what I wanted to explain to you guys is when you look at this market, you can tell when the algos are going to hit a specific target at a specific time. And it's not the first time I've done this, and many people that I speak to on a regular basis see this as well. And it's the algos looking towards times. And as you can see here, I said the 330 high. This was September 6th. All these guys know, and as you can see, the target was hit right at 330. And as you can see, 15 more seconds. I'm in Europe, so you're seeing a different time, by the way, with my Twitter here, but this was 330. And there's other ones too here. So what I'm trying to say is when you have a feel for the market and you feel, and that's when it happens when it hit. As you can see here, you see the red, and then you're going to see more red. And I'll show you the end example, what happens once you hit the target. So this was the other pores I said, and more red, as you can see here. And this is how I looked after it hit the T target, if you can see here. Oh, that's not the one. Hold on here, guys. It's right here, I think.
So when are you launching, Steve?
I should have launched a long time. Guys, like, look, I'm being serious. I asked for reviews, and members, if you're listening, I've asked for reviews for my website. I've never had so many reviews to my email, and my site's not even up. I started my Twitter in February. The only reason why I'm doing this is because there's a lot of fraudulent traders out there, and I'm exposing them. Whether you like me or not, whether I'm directive, whether I'm straight to the punch, I really don't give a shit. The people that are on my Twitter and see the real trades, I'd like to teach them and help them beat these algos and these traders in these markets. Because Wall Street, I can tell you something. A lot of those traders from JP Morgan and Goldman, they don't know how to trade. They know how to fix the market. That's what they know how to do. So if you know how they fix the market, you can go on the bandwagon. And that's what these pivots and that's what I'm here to help. If you don't like it, cancel it. But I try my best to expose what I see. And you know what? It works. There's not many things that work out there. There's not. A lot of people talk the talk, but the thing is, can you walk the walk? And that's what I look for. So when I hear traders blah, 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 give a target. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. But, you know, they tend to talk after the move starts. Like that's what I've noticed is a lot of people talk when the move has already been made, but they don't talk about before what happened when the move was going to happen. So that's what I look for. And I think that's what a lot of people are starting to understand, because a lot of people have been burnt in these markets. There's not a lot of traders anymore. They're broke. There's not a lot of traders in this market. They lost their money. That's why they do $2,000, $3,000 options. Options are going to kill you, especially in this market. If you do options and you take a position in options, the trade should work for the first 20 minutes. If it doesn't, get out. You're going to get killed. So there's a lot of people doing things, and I see that they're doing things wrong. And that's why I have my account, to help as many people as I can, so they can become better traders. And the people that want to listen and put in the time and the effort, like I sacrificed, even my wife, thank God she's on board now, but you know, if you really want to get into this, you got to sacrifice a lot of things in your life. You got to put in the time. This is not going to work by just, you know, reading some articles, or, you know, I suggest you open up a practice account, find what works for you, practice what works for you, and find a system that works for you. And once you start seeing it make profit, start to go live. Don't go right into the fire. These sharks will eat you alive. You won't last. I'll give you a couple months. You'll blow your account. And anybody that tells you different, believe me, they're lying. Because this market, especially these ones, they'll eat you alive.
Okay, Steve, so
my message,
anything you want to wrap this up with?
Yeah, I just, you know, traders that are listening, people that you listen to, put their feet to the fire. Ask them for trades. Ask them for examples. And, you know, don't believe everything you hear. Do your own research and put in the hours to become a successful and profitable trader, and find what works for you, as I found what works for me. You're more than welcome to hit my Twitter, the Pivot King, and you know, I can teach you as much as I can when I have time. But when the site's up, you know, there's going to be a select few that I choose, and I'm going to create my own army and tackle these markets. And hopefully everybody makes money together. And that's why I came on your show. It's my first show. I don't like going on shows, but I really got started to get pissed off on what I see on a lot of other Twitter accounts and these sign-up services that promise you the world, and people blow their accounts using them. So
maybe just keep an open mind, Steve, that you're not the only one that's legitimate out there.
Absolutely,
and,
I'm not the only one.
And also something I've learned, and I hope you don't, it's biblical. Pride comes before the fall. So stay humble and spend your energy, as it looks like you have a great tool for your own account and other people's account. And I'm just mentoring you a little bit here, Guy. Don't waste your energy on trying to, you know, be the fraud patrol. Just do your thing, and the cream always rises to the top, and the charlatans end up melting away anyway.
I totally agree. And there's another biblical passage that I like you to know. By spreading good and good energy, the good comes back to you. And maybe that's why I became successful as a trader, by helping other people. By exposing fraud, you're actually saving people. So the time that I spent and my energy spending helping and trading people to trade the right way and a trade for themselves gives me energy to keep going on these markets.
Yeah, you reap what you sow.
You got it.
You plant good seeds and you have a great harvest. So
absolutely,
I wish you continued perfection.
Thank
you. You know, good luck to you with your new site, and thanks for taking time to address our community.
Thank you, guys. Great being on your show. Take care.
All right, Steve.
Steve
Anton. You can find him at the Pivot King.
The Pivot King. bestTraders.com. Yeah.
Okay, and he'll show you his pivots from his throne, because he's the king. And
you got
it. And guys, that's it for us today. Good hunting the rest of the day. And remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. See everyone for Thursday. Adios.